Hello students. Yesterday class we have discussed about upper and lower bound and partition of closed interval set and norm of the partition and Daubach's upper and lower sums and definition of oscillatory sum. So today I am going to discuss about the examples on upper and lower Riemann sums or Daubach's upper and lower sums. So the first example is, let f of x is equal to x for x belongs to closed interval 0 1 and p be the partition of closed interval 0 1. So partition set can be defined as 0 1 by 3 2 by 3 comma 1. Then find u of pf, it means Daubach's upper sum, and L of pf. So it is Riemann upper and lower sum. Here they are given that the function f of x is equal to x and the term x belongs to the closed interval 0 1, and this closed interval 0 1 can be divided as a partition set, that is p is equal to 0 1 by 3 comma 2 by 3 comma 1. Then we have to find the upper and lower sums. For this we have to write the subintervals. Subintervals means this partition P can be written in terms of subintervals, that is I1, I2, I3 and I4. So I1 can be written as the first interval, subinterval I1 can be written as closed interval 0 1 by 3, and the second subinterval, that is I2, can be written as 1 by 3 comma 2 by 3, and the third subinterval, that is I3, can be written as 2 by 3 comma 1. So let us solve this example. So P is equal to 0 1 by 3 2 by 3 1 be a partition of closed interval 0 1. Then I1 is the first subinterval, that is 0 comma 1 by 3 closed interval 0 comma 1 by 3. I2 can be written as closed interval 1 by 3 comma 2 by 3, and I3 can be written as 2 by 3 comma 1. So now let us find the length of the subintervals, that is delta 1. Delta 1 can be written as 1 by 3 minus 0, that is the length of the subinterval. So 1 by 3 minus 0 means it is 1 by 3, and length of the subinterval 2, that is delta 2, is equal to 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3, and again this is 2 by 3 minus 1 by 3 means LCM is 3. 2 minus 1 can be written as 1 divided by 3. So next will be delta 3. Delta 3 is also 1 minus 2 by 3. So again here LCM is 3. 3 minus 2 means it is 1 by 3. That is the length of the subinterval. Delta 1 is 1 by 3, delta 2 is 1 by 3, and delta 3 is also 1 by 3. Now we have to find the upper and lower bounds. Upper and lower bounds means, here for this interval 0 can be considered as lower bound and 1 by 3 can be considered as upper bound. So to find the M1, here the given function f of x will be x. So f of x will be x means put x value as 1 by 3. So here this M1 can be written as f of x1. So f of x means it is x. So here the interval will be 1 by 3. And next, capital M2. Capital M2 means here the upper bound can be considered as 2 by 3. So again here the f of x2 means it is x only. So x value can be written as 2 by 3. Then next, capital M3. Capital M3 means again it is upper bound can be considered as 1. So its value will be 1. So next, find the small m1, that is lower bound. M1 can be written as, for this interval 0, 1 by 3, this 0 can be considered as lower bound. So put this 0 as x value, then the function f of x is x, so value will be m1 is equal to 0, and small m2, that is lower bound, can be considered as 1 by 3, so this value will be 1 by 3. Then small m3. Small m3 means again here for this interval, closed interval 2 by 3 and 1. So the lower bound can be considered as 2 by 3. So lower bound value becomes, that is 2 by 3. So now already we know the formula, that is upper sum. U of PF can be written as, U of PF can be written as M1 delta 1 plus M2 delta 2 plus M3 delta 3, because this closed interval 0, 1 can be divided as 3 subintervals, that is I1, I2 and I3. So we have to write the M1 delta 1 plus M2 delta 2 plus M3 delta 3. So now we have the values M1, that is M1 value will be 1 by 3 and delta 3 value, delta 1 value is also 1 by 3. So plus again put M2, M2 value will be 2 by 3 and delta 2 is also 1 by 3 plus M3 value will be 1 plus into delta 3, again delta 3 is also 1 by 3. Now simplify the terms, then here 1 by 3 into 1 by 3, that is 1 by 9 plus 2 by 3 into 1 by 3, again it is 2 by 9 plus 1 by 3. Then LCM is 9. So here we get 1 plus 2 plus 3 divided by 9. So it will be 6 divided by 9, and this can be written as 2 by 3. So upper sum, that is U of PF value will be 2 by 3. So similarly we have to find the lower sum, that is L of PF. L of PF can be written as M1 delta 1 plus M2 delta 2 plus M3 delta 3. So again put the values, then M1 value will be 0 into delta 1 will be 1 by 3 plus M2 value will be 1 by 3 into delta 2 is also 1 by 3 plus M3 value is 2 by 3 into delta 3 value will be 1 by 3. So 0 into 1 by 3 means it is 0, 1 by 3 into 1 by 3 it is 1 by 9 plus 2 by 3 into 1 by 3, that is 2 by 9. So value will be 3 divided by 9. So this term can be written as 1 by 3. So upper sum value will be 2 by 3 and lower sum value will be 1 by 3. So next example. Let f of x is equal to x square for x belongs to the closed interval 0, 1. X belongs to the closed interval 0, 1 and the partition P will be written as P is equal to 0, 1 by 4, comma 2 by 4, comma 3 by 4, comma 1. Then find U of PF and L of PF. It means upper and lower sums. So solution. So P is equal to 0, 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, 1. So I1 I1 can be written as closed interval 0, 1 by 4. I2 can be written as 1 by closed interval 1 by 4, 2 by 4. I3 can be written as 2 by 4, closed interval 2 by 4, 3 by 4, and I4 can be written as closed interval 3 by 4, 1. So now find the length of the subintervals, delta 1, delta 2, delta 3 and delta 4. So delta 1 is equal to 1 by 4 minus 0. It is 1 by 4. Delta 2 is 2 by 4 minus 1 by 4. Again it is 1 by 4. And delta 3 will be 3 by 4 minus 2 by 4. Again it is also 1 by 4. And delta 4 value will be 1 minus 3 by 4. Here the LCM is 4. 4 minus 3 means it is again 1 by 4. Here we divide the partition P with the same length. That is 1 by 4. Delta 1 is 1 by 4. Delta 2 is 1 by 4. Delta 3 is 1 by 4. And similarly delta 4 is also 1 by 4. Then next find the upper and lower bounds. For the subinterval I1, upper bound is 1 by 4 and lower bound is 0. So here the given function f of x is x square. Given function is f of x is equal to x square. So to find the m1, here we write this as f of x1 is equal to x1 square. So here upper bound value is 1 by 4. So we put the x as 1 by 4. x1 as 1 by 4. So its value will be 1 by 4 whole square, that is equal to 1 by 16. So similarly m2, for the subinterval I2, the upper bound is 2 by 4. So again here m2 value can be written as 2 by 4 whole square. 2 by 4 whole square means it is 4 divided by 16. And m3 is, for the m3 we have to find the upper bound of I3. We have to consider the upper bound of I3. So I3 upper bound is 3 by 4. So again it is 3 by 4 whole square, and this can be written as 9 divided by 16. So similarly m4, for this upper bound is 1. So 1 whole square means it is 1. So now find the lower bounds. Lower bounds means m1. For the subinterval I1, the lower bound is 0. So 0 whole square means again we get the value as 0. And for the m2, the lower bound is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 whole square means it is 1 by 16. And m3 means again the lower bound is 2 by 4. So 2 by 4 whole square, again it is 4 divided by 16. And m4, it is 3 by 4. So 3 by 4 whole square means again it is 9 divided by 16. So now find the upper and lower sum. So u of pf is equal to, here we have the 4 subintervals. So we write it as this. Upper sum can be written as m1 delta 1 plus m2 delta 2 plus m3 delta 3 plus m4 delta 4. So now put the values, that is m1 value is 1 by 16 into delta 1 is 1 by 4 plus m2 is 4 by 16 into 1 by 4. m3 is 9 by 16 into 1 by 4 plus m4 is 1. So into delta 4 means again it is 1 by 4. So here LCM is 64. So first term is 1 and next will be 4 plus 9, and here we have 4 into 16, so it means 16 into 1 we get the 16. So totally 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16, it means it is 30 divided by 64. So 15 twos are and 2 15s are, and it is 232. So it means U of PF is equal to 15 divided by 32. And similarly find L of PF, lower sum. Lower sum will be M1 delta 1 plus M2 delta 2 plus M3 delta 3 plus M4 delta 4, and this is equal to M1 is 0, 0 into delta 1 means it is 0, plus M2 is 1 by 16, delta 2 is 1 by 4, plus M3 is 4 by 16 into delta 3 is 1 by 4, plus M4 9 by 16 into delta 4 is again 1 by 4. So the LCM is 64. So we get that is 1 plus 4 plus 9. So totally it is 14 divided by 64. So by cancelling we get that is 7 divided by 32. 2 7s and 2 32s. So L of PF is equal to lower sum is 7 divided by 32. So next example, f of x is equal to sin x. F of x is equal to sin x for the partition p is equal to 0, pi by 4, comma pi by 2 of the closed interval 0, comma pi by 2. This is 2-mark question. Find U of PF and L of PF, that is upper and lower sums. Solution. So again partition can be given as p is equal to 0, comma pi by 4, comma pi by 2, and the function f of x will be sin x. So p is equal to 0, pi by 4, pi by 2. So the subinterval I1 can be written as closed interval 0, pi by 4. I2 is pi by 4, comma pi by 2. I3 closed interval, I1 is 0, pi by 4, I2 is pi by 4, comma pi by 2. So simply we get the two subintervals. One is I1 and second one is I2. So I1 is 0, pi by 4, I2 is pi by 4, comma pi by 2. So delta 1, length of the subinterval, that is pi by 4 minus 0 means it is pi by 4. Length of the subinterval 2, that is delta 2, pi by 2 minus pi by 4. So here also we get the value as pi by 4. Then next m1, capital M1. Capital M1, here the given function is sin x for the closed intervals 0 pi by 4. So here pi by 4 is upper bound, so put pi by x value as pi by 4. So sin pi by 4. Sin pi by 4 means it is 145 degree. So sin 45 can be written as 1 upon root 2. So similarly m2. M2 means here the upper bound is pi by 2. So sin pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 is sin 90. Sin 90 means it is 1. Small m1, lower bound for the subinterval I1, the lower bound is 0. Sin 0 is 0. Next m2, small m2. So here we get the lower bound as pi by 4. So sin pi by 4 is, again we get the value as 1 upon root 2. So u of pf is equal to m1 delta 1 plus m2 delta 2. This is equal to, put the values, 1 upon root 2 into pi by 4 plus m2 is 1 into pi by 4. So here the term pi by 4 is common, so bring out take pi by 4 as common. So pi by 4 into the bracket we have 1 upon root 2 plus 1. Or further simplification, we write it as root 2 plus 1 divided by root 2 plus 1 into pi by 4 into root 2. Because here the LCM is root 2, 1 plus root 2 whole divided by root 2. So that term can be written as root 2 plus 1 into pi divided by 4 root 2. So again find the lower sum, that is L of PF is equal to L of P. So M1 delta 1, M2 delta 2. So small m1 value is 0. So 0 into 1 upon 0 into pi by 4 means again we get the value as 0 plus m2 is 1 upon root 2 and delta 2 value is pi by 4. So its value will be pi into 4 root 2. Lower sum is pi into 4 root 2 and upper sum is root 2 plus 1 into pi divided by 4 root 2. This question asked in 2019. So for 2 marks this question will be arises.